Hello everybody, it's been a while since my last video, so I thought I'd make a pretty cool one. This one will be about using Workflowy for journaling and introspection, and I have prepared 4 questions that will show you the way I journal and why I journal that way and why Workflowy is the perfect tool to do that. So the first question I ask myself every single day, we can actually call it daily journaling. That's what I usually do. And then we use Dayjo. Just an example, you can use any hashtag so you can filter to get all your daily journaling entries later on. And the first question I ask myself is, what did I do yesterday? And that question is quite important actually, because it makes you think about the events that happened yesterday with the filter of distance. So we have almost 24 hours or like 12 hours later, and we can reflect on what were the things that really meant something to me. And that's usually how I go. And let's think about it. So for example, I did some client work that I sent out. I contacted my landlord because I'll be traveling soon. I met a friend to watch MMA. And let me think. You can tell usually it takes a bit longer to think about that, but I'm preparing a video. But like this thinking, this moment of what did happen yesterday actually. Oh yeah, I went to a coffee place, to a cafe, and read a pretty decent book. Read book. And those were the events. This is the first question I ask myself. And then I add to every question. Usually I just add the events first, and then I add to every question, what did I feel, right? Or how did that make me feel? And afterwards, I'll also add, what did I learn, right? And I ask the event. So in this case, what did I feel when I sent out the client work? Actually, I felt quite proud. I felt very helpful. Like I'm worth my money because I helped him out quite a bit. And it felt really good, I must say. And what did I learn about like that event yesterday when I sent out the analysis to my client? I'd say that I can use the process to create an SOP. So I won't have to do that again. My assistant will do that. So basically, and this is how the beauty of Workflowy begins now, is I can begin outside of the journaling. I can begin to create a task of like create SOP with traffic analysis, right? Analysis, there we go. So all of a sudden I'm mixing in my process of what I feel, what I learned. You could also do that just later on, but my brain is kind of scattered, which is why Workflowy is so good for me. And that's why I sometimes jump from one thing to the other. And I think that's actually fine because I find everything nevertheless in a structure that I enjoy. So let's continue. I would say I know my feelings about that event now. I know what I learned, and I actually like could use an action item from that learning, which is the value of journaling. It makes me process the things that happened, and by that improve my life, really. So I contacted my landlord. Let's continue with that one, which made me feel in control because I'll be traveling and he has to sign off on something, and made me feel good about myself being self-employed because my landlord asked me, well, can your employer please send me the document? And I'm saying like, I'm my employer. I'll sign the document for you. That's fine. So being self-employed was quite amazing. And also I feel grateful for being able to travel and work from abroad because I'll be going to Asia. So those are the feelings I had because of that event. And what did I learn really? I learned, let me think, from contacting my landlord, I learned about something. I'll rewind the video here. I actually learned that I can follow through with the things, with my intentions, because in a way I found a way to, I reached out to a friend of mine and asked her to like sublet my flat and all this. So if there's a goal, there's a way to reach it. I would say this is the lesson learned. Also, if I want to, I could also add a hashtag of a lesson, or, I mean, this one is a bit superficial really, but nevertheless, sometimes I use it because it's a good hashtag. Epiphany is when I learned something. Again, this is the beauty of Workflowy. I can just have an insight, attach a hashtag to it, and once it happens multiple times, I feel like that's a great hashtag. That's something I could use again in the future. And I could sort through all the epiphanies I had recently or that month or whatever. So the learning question here is exactly about that. It is exactly about reminding you of the lessons you've learned, and maybe sometimes about getting action items or stuff like that. So although this is quite personal, I'm very happy to share this with you, because you might benefit from the kinds of things that happen live in my brain as I do this right now, right? Okay, so I met a friend to watch MMA, which felt fun, adventurous, and quite joyful. I was very happy to see him again, so I felt connected. And the lesson I learned is I care about MMA quite a lot, and so much so that next month I'm going to I'll be going to Thailand in a couple months to learn Muay Thai, right? So this is something that developed over time, and also I learned that it's a common interest with my friend that we should explore further. Okay, so maybe another lesson, maybe it's fine to just let it be, because I know that I don't have to remind myself of it later on. And coffee and a book, this is the last one, and then we'll continue with the next question. I hope this video won't be too long. If so, just skip through whatever it is. I'll add the pin notes and so on. So coffee and a book, no, coffee and a book, book and a coffee and a cafe. So I learned about status and culture, which is what the book is about. And I have like, what did I feel? I felt good taking me time and time off the display. Generally, I love reading books, so just feels calm and energized after. Not energized, but at least like mindful, or like inspiration. I feel inspiration. The lesson I've learned here from the book or from the event is, maybe, like, I'm just gonna add one, I should do this as a routine or make it a habit. So I would say plan, action item, plan reading a book every day into my calendar, right? Maybe this is something I should, or like, yeah, actually I enjoy that. Maybe even outside in the sun, right, if possible, so I can mix it up. And this is still something I have to do. And that's that. So the first question is 3 questions really, but it has been a bit longer. You'll appreciate it because of that depth, because you think about what happened yesterday. You think about how you felt. That's how emotions or events really get connected to our memory. And then you also introspect enough with the what did I learn question to actually get a benefit from this. So yeah, that's that. That's the beginning. The next question I ask myself is, what am I working on? And that question is great because it helps you with repetition, right? Repetition of goals, ambitions, and projects, for example, but also in general patterns that you might recognize that could kind of birth out of this. So what am I working on? I'm just going to continue like that. It's a long form video, who cares? So yeah, actually I am planning the trip to Asia. Then actually this is not really what I'm working on. I would say what I'm working on is systemizing my SEO consultancy with assistance. This is definitely a big one, as well as systemizing my website content creation with AI to a certain degree. Is it? No, it's right. I was correct. It's just the Z. It didn't like. So as well as let's say I'm working on my developing my health, especially the gut, as well as athleticism. That's fine. So I would say those are the three main projects right now. And the last one maybe is financial setup for passive growth. Those are, for example, the main ones. I'd say this is more of an ambition. That one is more of a project. This one is something I'm working towards. And you could aim bigger, you could aim smaller, whatever is on your mind, really. And the idea here is to think about what you're working on right now every single day. The value is in the repetition and in writing it out again and in finding other words for the same thing, almost to kind of affirm the main idea of this is important to me, this is why I'm doing it. And oftentimes while you write it out, you could say, oh wow, actually there's another action item, another to do I have to do in regards to that. And while I think about it, yes, I need to create another briefing for assistant, so he can do that one for one of my clients. So let's just call it client 1. And the briefing isn't that small, so I'm gonna give it a 3. I'll tell you more about this later on. If you're interested in why I put numbers behind the action items, comment below. I can create another video just on that. It's amazing. I love it so much. It's really changed my overall workflow. So just comment task management or something. And let's continue for now. The third one is what's coming up. That one, it helps you, or helps me really, about thinking about the future and planning and preparation. This is something I lacked for most of my life. I was not really good with planning ahead and thinking about the future, which there's certain reasons for it, but that's not part of the video. And that's why the question, or the journal question here, is especially important, as it makes me or forces me to think about the future. And this can be the short-term future, but also the long-term future. I'd say like short to middle term, because what's coming up, what's around the corner quite often. So here I'd say travel to Asia, which by the way is an event that I could, there you see, travel to Asia. I could just link it if I want to and go there, but there's no need. It's about bringing it into your mind. But if there wasn't an event already, I could simply create one here, which is amazing. I could, for example, I'll just show you really quick. I'll go to Thailand, travel to Thailand, and then I create an event for it. another video if you like. Type down or comment events, because I use the events bullet as like certain events in my life that are especially memorable or that I like want to think of in the past. It's almost like a project, but like time-based and more like personal, on a personal scale. So travel to Asia is one. Then I need to sublet my flat. That's definitely coming up, because when I'm gone, I want to not pay the full rent here. And what else is coming up? There might be, actually Easter is coming up. Easter travel to see my family, and so on. So take a couple of minutes, think about what is around the corner. And then, of course, with what's coming up, those could be projects. Of course, you can make it a project. As I said, this one was an event, but you can make it a project. You can create action items from this, right? And here the beauty is, right now I added all of this to today. But actually, this traffic analysis, the creation of the traffic analysis SOP, it's a bit bigger. I'm going to move this to another day. So let's say to the 16th of April. By the way, we are time travelers. So some of you will see this date as a date in the future. Others will see it in the past. And that really doesn't matter. I just wanted an empty date. So plan reading a book every day into my calendar. I'm going to do this as a task because of the do it tomorrow concept that I really enjoyed. I'm going to do it on the 14th and create another briefing for the assistant. This is really important to me right now. So I'm actually going to move it to tomorrow, and that is the 14th of March. Thursday, there we go. So, and that is the beauty, another beauty of Workflowy is we can simply push all the tasks to the dates when they are not even due, but when I want to create them. So I'd say if you are interested to hear more about calendar management, I have many videos planned. You can simply travel calendar, not travel, but like comment calendar, and I'm going to create that video. And whatever are the most comments, I'm going to begin with that video. Okay, so likely I'm going to link it at the end somewhere, and you'll pretty much decide what I'll do next. And those are the ones that are coming up. I would suggest planning preparation as I just did. I can add a task for Easter, for example, book train tickets, right? That's an easy one. And then maybe sublet my flat is a bit more of a task. I would say that's something that I could imagine doing tomorrow, really, which means taking images of my flat, then creating a collage of these images, as well as adding the info, and then posting on Instagram, which is where most people find sublets nowadays. And that's just quicker if it's a friend of mine or a friend of a friend, really. So that, once again, I'm actually going to do this. So I'm going to move this to tomorrow, 14th of March, Thursday. Train tickets, I'm going to move to today even, which is the 13th of March. And that's that. So by looking at the things that are coming up, I got all the action items in. And now we can come to the last question that I do every day. There's more if you like. And that is simply, what am I grateful for, right? It's to double down on the idea of gratitude, right? Which is scientifically proven to improve our psychological health, really, to not be in the treadmill and think that everything we have is not good and we need more. And the other one is to really, increase positive outlook, I'd say, on life. So now I can say, just a few examples. Maybe great friend, oops, Christian in my life. Then I'm grateful for Workflowy, helping my brain work better. And I'm grateful for you guys. So, for example, audience appreciating my content. That's that. So actually I like this. And maybe I'm grateful for creating YouTube videos. Having started creating YouTube videos, I feel that's just the beginning, really. And making the step. Okay, here we are. Of course, there's more if we want. And a cool thing that I want to show you one last time is either we type in mirror 2. Oh no, mirror here is a new feature, and I can simply add hashtag daily journal template. And here you'll find pretty much the same questions from above. I just have to detach the mirror, so the origin won't be changed, and I have the same template in here without typing everything out myself. If you want to have the link to that template, you can simply follow one of the links in the video description and then use them yourself. But the other way would be that you could also just type this one, the mirror, I don't even know, the mirror prompt, let's just call it for that, TP for template in my case, daily journal, and there we have it again. We detach it and done. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, one last thing you can do, I don't advise you to do it, but of course we can go into, when we ask ourselves the first question, what did I do yesterday? Of course we can, oh yeah, I have something really cool that I wanted to show. Of course, we can just use this plugin called Multiflow. I will also leave you guys a video link in the description. So we can have the date just next to each other. And that way we have what happened yesterday right next door. So we don't have to think. We can actually like help ourselves if we forget something, which sometimes is beneficial, but also it's good to sometimes filter through your real memory. And the other element I wanted to show you is, you've just seen it in the other bullet that I'm going to switch to real quick, is the use of hashtags. For example, this is like a client of mine, this is an event, this is a link to the book I'm reading, which are all the things that happened yesterday. This I can finish, this I did finish, my flat on this I didn't finish yet. Anyhow, yeah, what you see here are custom colored bullets. If you want to know how to do that and what the benefit of it is really for me, you kind of can tell already that by having it another bullet and adding a time, I know that this thing is coming up in the day and easy to differentiate from thoughts or bullets that are connected to content, rather than, basically it's a property or a taxonomy that I use in order to improve the look of the daily note. And of course that brings up the last thing you could comment, is just let me know if you want to have another video about the custom bullets, the task management that I use or the way I use it, the calendar that I have working from the daily bullet and why I have like the year and the month and so on. And maybe if you like the overall idea of the journaling concept I use more in a psychological, philosophical sense, then you're willing to comment just morning pages, which is another form of journaling I do every day. That is quite different from this one. And I'm happy to share my thoughts on that one. So yeah, that's that. Let me know. Type in whatever you'd like to hear or know more about. And thanks again for watching. I'll link the video that will be more popular somewhere far there. Yeah, all right. Okay, see you soon.